Hello, my dear students. This is Dr. A.K. Tyagi, and today, under Labor Law second paper, we'll discuss the Employees Compensation Act 1923, which is given in our syllabus under Unit 4th. And under this Act, the Employees Compensation Act 1923, we have discussed the number of provisions so far, the important provisions we have covered so far. And in the continuity, we'll talk about the procedure in proceedings and appeals. This is video lecture number 37, and we are discussing the procedure in proceedings and appeals, right? So when we talk about the procedure, we'll refer to some important sections here in this deliberation. So powers and procedures of the commissioners, first of all, we would discuss, given under section 23. And the commissioner under this act, the Employees Compensation Act 1923, the commissioner shall have all the powers of the civil code. And under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908, for the purpose of taking evidence on oath and enforcing the attendance of witnesses, compelling the production of documents and material objects, and the commissioner shall be deemed to be a civil court for all the purposes of section 195 and of chapter 26 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. And here, once we are referring to the powers and procedure of the commissioner under section 23, I would like to talk about the section 22A also, which talks about the power of commissioner to require further deposit in case of fatal accidents, right? So this is again very important power given to the commissioner under section 22A. And as we have referred section 23, the powers and procedure of commissioner, that commissioner shall have all the powers of the civil court under the given under the Code of Civil Procedure 1908. And under these powers, the commissioner can take evidence on oath, and commissioner can enforce the attendance of witnesses and can compel the production of documents and material objects, and the commissioner shall be deemed to be a civil court for all the purposes of section 195 and of chapter 26 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. And under section 24, when we talk about the procedure, section 24, which talks about the appearance of parties. So under this section 24 of the Employees Compensation Act 1923, any appearance, application, or act required to be made or done by any person before or to a commissioner, right, other than an appearance of a party which is required for the purpose of his examination as a witness, right? So any appearance, application, or act required to be made or done by any person before or to a commissioner, other than the appearance of a party which is required for the purpose of examination as a witness, may be made or done on behalf of such person by a legal practitioner or by an official of an insurance company or a registered trade union, or by an inspector appointed under subsection 1 of section 8 of the Factories Act 1948, or under subsection 1 of the section 5 of the Mines Act 1952, or by other officer specified by the state government for this purpose in this behalf, and authorized in writing by such person or with the permission of the commissioner or by any other person so authorized. So this is again an important section so far the appearance of the parties is concerned. As I told you, that any appearance, application, or act required to be made or done by any person before or to commissioner other than appearance for a party which is required to be for the purpose of his examination as a witness, he may be he means maybe made or done on behalf of such person or legal practitioner, or by any other official of an insurance company or a registered trade union or inspector appointed under subsection 1 of Section 8 of Factories Act 1948 and subsection 1 of Section 5 of the Mines Act 1952, or by any other officer which may be specified by the appropriate state government in this behalf, authorizing or authorized in writing by such person, or with the permission of the commissioner by any other person so authorized. Then we talk about the section 25, and section 25 talks about the methods of recording the evidences. So the commissioner under this act, the Employees Compensation Act 1923, shall make a brief memorandum of the substance of the evidence of every witness as the examination of the witness proceeds, and such should be in writing, and which means such memorandum shall be in written and shall be signed by the commissioner with his own hand and shall form part of the record, right? And provided that if the commissioner is prevented from making such memorandum, he shall record the reason of his inability, that why he is not doing so, and to do so, and shall cause such memorandum to be made in writing from his dictation and shall sign the same, and such memorandum shall form a part of the record, right? If the commissioner is prevented from making such memorandum, then he will be just making that reason also in writing, and then such memorandum shall form a part of the record, and provided further that the evidence of any medical witness shall be taken down as nearly as may be word for word, right? So this is section 25, the important provision given under this section. And then we talk about the section 25A, which talks about the time limit for disposal of case relating to the compensation. So the time limit for disposal of the cases, relative to the compensation is 3 months, and the commissioner shall dispose of, the matters relating to the compensation under this act within a period of 3 months from the date of the reference, and intimate the commissioner shall intimate the decision in respect thereof within the said period to the employee. So 3 months. The time limit for disposal of the case is relative to the compensation is the 3 months. And section 26 talks about the costs, all costs incidental to any proceeding before a commissioner shall subject to rules made under this act and be in the discretion of the commissioner. So all costs incidental to any proceeding before a commissioner shall subject to rules made under this act and be in the discretion of the commissioner. And the commissioner is also having a power under section 27. If the commissioner thinks fit, submit any question of law for the decision of the High Court, and if he does so, shall decide the question in conformity with such decision. So power to submit cases under section 27, and commissioner may, if thinks fit, submit any question of law for the decision of the High Court, and if he does so, then shall decide the question in conformity with such decision given by the High Court. So this is again power to submit the case given. Now we talk certain provisions related to the appeals under section 30, and an appeal shall lie to the High Court from the following orders of the commissioners, namely under section 30 subsection 1, there are different clauses. An order awarding as compensation a lump sum, whether by way of redemption of half monthly payment or otherwise, or disallowing a claim in full or in part of lump sum, or under clause AA, an order awarding interest or penalty under section 4A. Clause B, an order refusing to allow redemption of half monthly payment, or an order providing for the distribution of compensation among the dependent of the deceased employee, or disallowing any claim of a person alleging himself to be such a dependent. So against all these, means an appeal is shall lie to the High Court from all these orders of the commissioner. Then in clause D, an order allowing disallowing any claim for the amount of any indemnity under the provisions of the subsection 2 of the section 12. So again, an appeal shall lie to the High Court from the against this order of the commissioner. And then under clause E of the section 30 subsection 1, an order refusing to register a memorandum of agreement or registering the same or providing for the registration of the same subject to the condition, provided that no appeal shall lie against any such order unless a substantial question of law is in, substantial question of law is involved in the appeal. And here, after these important provisions given in the section 30 for appeal, I would like to discuss one case also in the cases of Oriental Insurance Company through its senior divisional manager versus Bhagat Singh, son of late Shivram and others, 2012 LLR 952 Himachal Pradesh. In this case, the claimants claimed the compensation, and the claimants pleaded that the deceased was their son and who was a driver, and the driver met with an accident and he died on this spot actually. And he was drawing a salary of rupees 5,500 per month. But the owner admitted that he was paying only 3,800 per month, and 50 rupees he was offering for daily food. And on conclusion that the accident had taken place during the course of the employment, the commissioner awarded a sum of rupees 4,31,160 rupees, and he took the wages of rupees 4,000 per month. Then the insurance company filed an appeal was against the award, and the ground of that appeal was that the wage or the salary of the driver, means the driving license of the driver have not been proved, right? So the insurance filed an appeal against the award on the ground that the driving license have not been approved, and the commissioner held that no evidence was led by the appellant on ground of an invalid license. And the record of the licensing authority showed that the driver was having a valid license, and no driver can be employed for less than 4,000 rupees per month. And a daily allowance was also to be counted for the purpose of calculating the wage of the driver. So this appeal was, as such, dismissed. So one more thing I would like to highlight here, that provided that further no appeal by an employer under clause A shall lie unless the memorandum of appeal is accompanied by a certificate of the commissioner to the effect that the appellant has deposited with him the amount payable under the order appealed against. So if the agreed party wants to go for an appeal, then the party has to deposit it with the commissioner the amount payable under the order appealed against, and the period of the limitation for an appeal under this section shall be the 60 days, and the provisions of section 5 of the Limitation Act 1963 shall applicable to the appeals under this section. So this is all about the procedure and appeal, my dear students. Thank you so much. I believe this deliberation will help you. Kindly go through and refer the BEAR Act also while you are referring these deliberations. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Have a nice time.